Hi, Netflix just released a new teaser for the live-action adaptation of One Piece. Honestly, I didn't think I would make this video, but after actually watching that teaser, I want and I need to rave about it for a second. If you're new here, all you need to know is that I have watched the first season of the show and I've also read the first 95 chapters of the manga, so I'm going into season 2 completely blind. With all of that said, let's break down this crazy teaser. The first thing that caught my attention was the music, actually. Hearing those iconic notes played on electric guitars, I was fully sold on this season after the first 2 seconds of the teaser. But now let's break down the visuals. The first shot of the teaser is a place I recognize. This is Loketown, the place where Gold Rogers was executed, because this was also the very first shot of the first season of the show. The difference is that it seems like this time this won't be a flashback and our crew will actually visit this place. The voiceover talks about Baroque works, which is another thing I recognize from Season 1, Episode 1. We had that guy named Mr. Seven who tried to recruit Zoro before Zoro turned him into Mr. 3.5. I assume all members have a number assigned to them, but in the teaser I could only clearly make out the person with the hair shaped like number 3 and another person who has 5 on their jacket, but the rest of the people who were implied to be members of this organization are unclear for now. There's also the blue-haired girl we already saw in a previous teaser. At first, I assumed she is also from Baroque Works, but then the trailer showed a couple of shots where she looked like she was with our crew facing off against a common enemy, so now I'm not so sure anymore if she's actually with that organization. Also, it looks like she has some sort of magical powers. But speaking of new, mysterious characters, this black-haired girl with a hat is the one that intrigues me the most. Her powers look horrifying. It looks like she made additional and also very much murderous limbs sprout from the bodies of all those Marines, and that's like proper body horror. And speaking of horror, there's also this child with paint and creepy dolls. There are also others, less creepy but no less interesting characters, like this one guy who tugged on his clothes to turn his hair into a bunch of guns, and I also think he sang an operatic note as those guns started shooting. Basically, this whole Baroque Works organization is shaping up to be a very interesting group of antagonists. Next, let's talk about a few other crazy-looking things from this teaser that I would like to highlight. First, it seems we will visit a snowy town, which looks so out of place between all the other desert-like or tropical places we see in the trailer. I'm curious if there's snow simply because Grand Line is supposed to be weird and defy logic, or if there's a special magical reason why that place is called among all other warmer places. The second thing I want to highlight is that shot of Zoro with flaming swords. Every time you think this man can't get any cooler, he somehow does. And finally, my personal favorite thing in this teaser is whatever the hell is happening in this shot. We have a cute animal in cute pajamas flying on a giant bird and shooting from a machine gun, and somehow that combination feels just so perfect. After reading the first 95 chapters of the manga, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on the whole vibe of the One Piece universe, and based on this teaser, it looks like Season 2 will bring much more of that craziness from the manga compared to Season 1. And it makes sense. With the Season 1, it was logical to tone everything down to avoid scaring away the general audiences that might not be used to crazy things like this. But now the people who got hooked on Season 1 will come back for Season 2, so you can afford to be bolder with this new season, and I'm all here for it. And these are the main things I wanted to mention about this teaser trailer. If you are interested, you can subscribe because I will be talking about this show once it comes out. And before that, I will also do a small series of videos where I talk about both the manga and the show, so you can stay tuned for that as well. But for now, thank you for listening and see you next time.